Don't mind that. Not concerning at all. Hello, everybody! Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on what time it is. For you, where you are. Let's see here. We're gonna need some ears. We're gonna need a video game. Something to do with what we do here. Happy Wednesday! Welcome back to a Hazel stream. Oh, we got a couple resubs to thank. Sirius, thank you very much for the 28-month resub. Welcome back. Silver Stitcher with another 28-month resub as well. Thank you very much. And Amy with a 17-month resub. Thank you. Oh, you want to come up? You want to come up? Morning. Do you remember your pick for the championship? Yeah, I think I said England, and I think I got wrecked. If I keep this streak up, then you're going to be able to predict who's going to win major sporting events by taking whatever I say and then doing the opposite of that. Hi, everyone. Hello, Hazel. How was your weekend? It was all right. It was good. It was busy. It was a lot going on. I've got some appointments and stuff this week, and I'm just kind of like looking at my calendar, trying to like squeeze everything in. But it should be good. I think it would just be like a normal week for a normal person, but because I'm actually a hermit crab, it's a little bit challenging. Hi, Miss Kira. Hello. You really wanted me to stream on Monday. You were waiting in here. I was leaving to go fishing, and you were sitting on my chair like, Mom, it's not fishing day, but it was fishing day. I have not turned this on since the last time that I saw you guys, so I am still the same item level that I was. My plan for this week, as our final week before pre-patch, is pretty much just to try to bully Remix into giving me as many mogs as possible by targeting them one at a time. So the one... Also, do I have no lights on? Yeah, I have mood lighting on. That's no lights. My other one's just disconnected. That's the problem. I can't turn it on without restarting it. I've got a cat on my lap. You went fishing? Did you do any catching? I was the bass master, apparently. I went to go catch trout. I did not catch any trout, but I caught a variety of bass. I put them all back. I sent them all back. But it was fun. We tried out a bunch of different things. My partner had just got an ultralight set up, and I got to try casting with it, and that was kind of fun. Did you finally get the tome? We did. I made a transmog for my priest to have for it, or have with it and use with it. I wonder if it's not that important for me to do...
What do you want?
No, well, I guess I might do more open world farming. We're 453. We're kind of like sort of close to being finished with all of this. It doesn't take very long to do the dailies. We'll just do them. Because this item that I'm farming here comes from Throne of Thunder LFR, among other things. Well, no, it only comes from Throne of Thunder LFR, but there are other things that also come from Throne of Thunder LFR. I gotta wake up my speakers here. No fly fishing. No fly fishing. Felt so guilty when it dropped for me when I was rare farming. I didn't even want it. Oh man, how's your weekend, everybody? Or I guess your Monday, Tuesday. Your weekend was a little bit ago. I want to apologize for not getting a news video out. I really thought I was going to, and then as it turned out, I did not. I was just not up to it. I'm going to do it next week and just do my best to kind of find a rhythm here. I'm adjusting to, I don't know. As sad as this sounds, exercise. BDK got utterly deleted. No more BDKs. Morning, Hazel. Good morning. Oh, I need more coffee. Also, I need to queue up for a few more things because we want to just do a little bit of everything here. I am a big, strong 454 priest. I should be able to carry whatever. I still haven't gotten over my self-inspect shadow yet. I've been just like assuming that anything that I do, I should be able to just like Holy Nova and or Holy Fire my way through. Kitty cat is smooshing headbutting my hand. Has everyone picked their mains for the new expansion? My guildies were discussing it in Discord channels. I am a holy priest, holy/shadow priest. I don't think I've ever looked at this tapestry before. That's kind of pretty. I don't think I'm gonna pull a, not an Uno. I don't know. Pull out a wild card and be a hunter. I think I'm gonna be a gnome priest. Two things. One, I just opened a bag of chips and a bunch of the salt and vinegar crumbs went into my eye. So I just rinsed my eyes for 3 minutes. No. And two, you put me on the phone. And I had it both Sunday night and today for lunch. Oh man. Your world's opening right up. I'm sorry about the chips. I would be like offended if that happened to me. If I opened a bag of chips and they attacked me like that, I would take it personally. Even though it was like me putting the force into the universe to bring those events together, I would have been like, how dare you? Tempted to roll enhance purely off the tank shaman spec rumors. That would be a brave move. That would be a brave move. There's a lot of rumors in this game that don't always pan out. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Vinegar burns so much, I bet. Oh, well, I'm trying to think of a bright side. Sometimes there isn't one. Maybe now you have really clean eyes. They are caught up on their hydration. I don't know, I hate rinsing my eyes. I'll do it if I have to, but I hate doing it. Eating the chips very aggressively. Yeah, make them pay for what they've done. There's, what do they want me to do? They want me to slay an alliance captain. He looks dead. Is there another one underneath here or something like that? I'll go look, but man, anytime there's boats in a scenario, I'm usually just in trouble. Hello, any captains? The reason I ask is because there's still like a yellow dot on this boat specifically. Any captains? No? Alright. Suit yourself. Almost as bad as cutting peppers, rubbing eyes. I haven't done that in a long time, but when I first started handling really hot peppers, I was like mega careful about it because I knew how bad it could be if I did. So I wore gloves. Like I got not latex gloves, but basically just like that, in a big pack like medical gloves basically to wear that I could dispose of after I was finished handling them, so that I wouldn't forget, because it can be, even if you do wash your hands with soap, it can be quite hard to remove all of the capsaicin oil from your fingers, and if you do touch your eyes later, even the tiniest bit will let you know. Oh, powder barrels rigged. Is that drop oil? No, it said captain slain. I'm gonna go look on this boat. You specially seasoned eyes. That's something. The dots lie in this one. The dots are lies. Oh, good. That's nice. It's nice to hear. That's nice to know. What, they can just lie? Again, offended. Terrible, terrible crimes against Hazel in particular. Cakes are lies too. Partner cut a Carolina Reaper for me. Forgot. 2 hours later, touched his eye, cried for an hour. It was horrible. Oh, yeah, I bet. Those things do not mess around. I don't even mess with peppers that hot. I don't really mess with anything hotter than a jalapeno anymore because I really don't need to. When at a certain point in my life, I was like growing them for fun because it was kind of an interesting thing where it's like, oh man, you can't even buy this in the store, but I could grow it. And then I was eating them to prove a point. And after I kind of aged out of the demographic where you're eating hot things to try to prove something and realized that I don't even know what you're proving with that, I've realized that I like jalapenos and that's about it. I'm good. I'm not trying to sweat out my eyeballs. I had a pepper phase. I was growing them. I had a variety of different things that I was growing. I bought pepper seeds from like a specialty outlet, then they mailed them to me in like a sketch looking bag with little baggies in it. It was good. At the time I was living in a place that had a deck that got like full hot south facing sun. And it was great for peppers. They loved it. Big. Yeah, this one. There we go. Started making our own salsa and hot sauces. Growing Wraith and Ghost peppers right now. Left buy my ultra hot sauce from Pucker, but not joking. No, I know. I've heard. It's a great name. Spice makes any food better. Spice makes some foods better. I think it's subjective. Of course it's subjective.
Target
shoot. People eat all kinds of things. I ate hemp hearts for the first time this morning. This is the first day that I actually broke them out and popped some on my oats. And I wasn't sure what it was going to be like. I kind of thought they would be bigger. People were talking about them having like a crunchy, nutty taste, and I thought that it was going to be like putting granola on my oats, and it was not. I barely noticed that they were there. I'm hoping, though, that they help keep me full longer. because they should have like a decent amount of fat and protein in them per unit size, so we'll see. If we're on the topic of spice, I think I am done with the Hoi Fun Green Top brand. They changed peppers. New batch. Looks brown and awful. Oh no! Not the flavor that you're looking for. Hey, hello. How you doing? How are things? Happy Wednesday. I made a point to sleep as much as I could last night because I wanted to get a good start for today. Nice, fresh, strong start to the week. And I've been doing good, but I've been more active than I'm used to being. And I've been exhausted. And I was like, well, I could get up at 6 again and try to go do something early before, but I have kind of a long day today already, and I want a few things to go well. There we go. Plus, I need to get myself reacquainted with my desk. I've been doing reasonably well in a lot of areas of my life that don't include work, which is a problem during an expansion launch cycle. It's kind of crunch season, and I need to start crunching. I guess he's probably in prison. He's probably downstairs. Oh, there we go. All right, we're free. The original owner retired. His kids decided to make cost-saving changes.
You didn't realize?
I'm going to.
Even now, an airship draws near. Its arcane payload will flatten Theramore Isle, and everyone's still standing
WoW
above.
players are so insufferable sometimes.
There we go. Should you
Everybody has their moments.
City, come and say hello.
I try and just tune it out if it's something I'm not in the mood for on a particular day. Put in the proverbial AirPods. Roast up tomatoes, garlic, shallots, pepper, blend them smooth, yummy stuff. Oh. I've heard of people processing peppers to make hot sauce, but like in the process of doing it, I don't know if they're dehydrating them or just like oven roasting them for a long time or what, but like the whole house becomes like not fumigated, but like the fumes from the peppers make like the whole house spicy. And I was always a bit cautious of doing that. I think I did something once with the hot peppers and it took me like 3 days to air the kitchen out. And I haven't done anything like that ever again. I figured I would leave it to the industrial facilities that had really big fans. Planning an alt purge? They don't know that yet. Why is the air spicy? Yeah. I don't even remember what I was trying to accomplish. Maybe I was trying to like dry them into flakes or something. I don't know. It was a long time ago. Make hot sauce feel bad sometimes because my cat walks around with squinted eyes. Ooh. I have to be careful when I'm doing anything with onions because they'll make Lucy's eyes pucker too. Elrithier, thank you for the 60-month resub. Hi, I'm new here. Welcome. I'm Hazel. Happy to have you here. I stream 5 days a week for approximately 3 hours at a time, and we more or less just do this. Some version of play game, talk about nothing in particular. My transmog on one character can't see that you bought it on a different character. Yeah, it's a bit messy. It's not ideal. At the end of the day, though, I did get a lot of transmog. Not too mad at that. It's getting toasty out again. It was pretty hot yesterday, and it's pretty hot today. And the thing that I hate about it the most is that it gets the pavement really hot, so that for a big chunk of hours in the middle of the day, I can't even really take my dog out just to go to the bathroom because he's gonna burn his feet. I don't want him to burn his tootsies. So I have to try and remember to take him for like a last chance basically before it gets that hot, and then he's just gonna have to deal for a while because there's no, like, I can't carry him. And it would be upsetting for everybody involved. And sometimes he's gotta go. Candied onions, garlic, shallots, just fine. Excited to be part of this stream's viewership. Would he wear little booties? I doubt it. Maybe. I'm working with him on his paws right now. He doesn't mind me holding his paws, and he doesn't mind me touching his nails, but if he thinks that I even have the slightest gleam of a clipper in my mind, he all of a sudden, he thinks I'm going to cut off his toes, and he's like melting down. So we're going to have to work through that. I have a dog. Yeah, I adopted one 1 year ago, just about. We brought him home in August of last year, so he's about coming up on 15 months old. Had to train our dogs to wear the booties. They're corgis, caught on pretty quick. Booties equal treats. That's awesome. He's a good boy. His name is Moose. He's a German Shepherd, Husky, etc. mix. He's a real sweet boy. He had a great walk this morning. He saw a couple of his friends and was kind of romping around with them a little bit on our way. Made us a ton. We weren't that late. I ate my oats in time. He's a big doggo. He's a pretty good size. I'm gonna take him to the vet pretty quick for an updated vaccine, and they're gonna weigh him, assuming that I can talk him into stepping on the scale, which is another thing that he can be a little bit of a diva about. But I'll see if I can bribe him onto the scale, and I can find out, because I think he's bigger. People keep being like, is he bigger? He looks bigger. I think he's filling out a little bit. His frame may not be bigger from when he was like, 9, 10, 11 months, but he's definitely getting a bit beefy. Not chunky, but he's filling out. Okay, there's that. Can we consume food? You can consume food. Been sick all week, and your VODs have been keeping me company. Oh, I hope you feel better soon. Good morning. Hope you have good things and something nice to relax with. We're looking good. Looking good. Have you ever seen videos of the fainting goats that fall over with their legs out straight? That's what one of my cats does. We put her harness on to go for walks, but she's the one who wanted to go outside. She just doesn't like my rules. I've Miss Kira, when I was first getting her used to her harness, she would do something very similar to that. She would just refuse. I think it's pretty normal for cats. They like freeze because their instinct is like, oh, I'm trapped in something. I'm caught in something. So they like won't move. But they're not caught in anything. They're just wearing a harness. So they just kind of like, watching streams surprisingly helps. I'm glad it's working for you a little bit. I relate a little bit. Sometimes I have problems trying to inhabit myself, as strange as that sounds. Whittly Wee, thank you for the 10-month resub. Madam Hazel, happy Monday. Hope you had a wonderful 2 days off. Thanks for 5+ years of fun. Keep up the great work. Keep being you. Sorry I can't always suffer realsies. Always do in spirit. Please never ever worry about it. Never expect it. Don't need a therapist. I need WoW streams. Porque no los dos. Updated vendors and remix items don't show up anymore. It's been that way for a little bit on the same character. I've kind of checked out of the vendors because I'm pretty convinced that I now have everything from them, so they're going to be what they are to me. But good change. Good change. Morning Hazel in chat. Hope you're having a good day. And I sub with Prime. How dare you, Bezos? Well, it works.
Show them no mercy.
Hey,
They are no match for he fought with honor. His first and last mistake.
Also, Hazel. Yes. Hello. Entering my healer era. What is your healer class? Or are you learning them all? Are you putting them in a tournament style competition where by process of elimination you choose your favorites until you come to your perfect healer class? Arsham / Mistweaver. Nice. I think it's going to be fun in the War Within. I think it's looking good. I can't believe how soon all of that is. I've been not able to get my head in like expansion prep mode. I know that it's coming. I know that early access is 36 days away. I know that pre-patch is 6 days away because I can see him on the Wowhead countdown.
Beware.
And my brain is just not telling my soul that yet. It's just not getting through.
I can see.
Friend gave me basic turn your brain off builds for both. Nice. Like DPS style heals, like Paladin, healing with damage abilities and fist weaving. Yeah, a lot of people find those really fun. Really doesn't feel like we're about to have a brand new X-Pack. I think...
You
Why does it feel that way? Is it because the... I mean, there are big changes. Warbands is a pretty monumental change, but it's not exactly content. It's like it's more akin to like when they added something like transmog. Like it's something that will certainly keep me busy for a long time, but and there is new content. I think I'm just like, I don't know. I haven't really figured out how the new things like delves are going to fit into my day-to-day yet, so I guess it's just a later me problem. I'm gonna have like 3 really cranky days where I'm just gonna be learning and adjusting to everything and asking really dumb questions that everybody else knew 9 months ago, and then we'll get it together. Hi Hazel, hi chat, hi Seems.
3,
Happy Wednesday.
2, 1.
Played only Holy Priest for the longest time, tried Rest of Shami, ended up loving it. Back to Priest, but this time,
4,
Discipline.
3, 2.
Piece of content updates being so frequent, diminished excitement for expansion. There might be something to that. We really have had like kind of patch after patch after patch, which is good. It's great news, you know. It's nice to have lots of things going on, but I do kind of agree that we haven't really had that drought where it's like, oh man, we've been playing the same stuff. This is where the game's been at for a long time, you know, looking for anything new. It kind of got to a point where they would put out new stuff and I would look at it and be like, okay, what of this do I feel like I need to do, and what's something that I could get back to later or never. Like it was just too much to keep up with. Speaking of new things, at some point, maybe now actually, maybe now's a good time to do it. I want to pop over and do a weekly Archivist Azerothian Archives dig, just for Mog, because I haven't done one yet this week, and it won't take us but a blink of the eye. Just a hot quick second here. Here's my book. That's the book we farmed. Isn't it cute? Plunderstorm and Remix. We've had so much content over the past few months, we don't feel ready for something new again. Better than waiting in the garrison for a year and a half during the log. Gonna delete most of my Remix characters. Most of mine are definitely not on my list of things to level early in the War Within. I have to decide which hunter is going to be my hunter. But it's not a huge decision because, like, any of them is going to be basically an alt. It's not going to be my main. It's just going to be kind of a for fun character. I mean, I guess everything is for fun, but it's not something I'm going to be attempting to bring into raid or anything. I'd call that transmog the book and bonk. I was so upset when I found out that the book doesn't sit on my hip when it's put away. I thought all books did that, and I now know that it's only some books that do that. And I was furious. I was wroth. We spent all this work. It looks great on the login screen, though. Stand near Edward. I am gonna main my priest. This character is gonna be my main. Ideally, I never switch off her again, but you know, where's the mystery in that? You gotta have a little bit of suspense every time. What's with the massive white hat? It's the cooking gear. And I thought that it was putting itself on me automatically when I logged in, something to do with having a food buff, but I don't even have a food buff. So I don't know what my problem is. I have to click it off every time that I don't want it because it covers up her little cute pink ponytail. Hi, Queen. Hello. Happy Wednesday.
I can always find the funds for a new expedition.
Evoker still gets alchemy gear on every time I log in. I like the profession gear a lot when I'm crafting. It's just as soon as I'm done, I want it to go away. I want to see my transmog. Repair shovels. Sure. Haven't crafted any pots in weeks. I'm pretty sure I more or less dumped the contents of my bank and like all of my raid consumes and stuff, but I really should just kind of chuck the rest of them because I'm not really going to use them. I guess I might use a few of them while I'm leveling. I guess if the prices are dirt anyways. I might still be able to get a little bit of gold for some tepid Versa files. I'm sure there's some people that are still working on some end of season stuff.
My door is always open.
I'm gonna have to figure out how much effort I'm gonna put into professions and what kind. I think it'll be really cool being able to like gather herbs, say on my druid, dunk them all into my bank, and then craft with them on my priest. Although I was gonna say, am I not gonna be just like crafting with herbs I bought? But if I start the expansion note completely broke, I might not be crafting stuff with herbs that I bought because I'm gonna start with no money. Because that's the way I like to do it. Set up equipment at an important remote location. You betcha. Not cheating, just not the way that I want to go about it. Besides, if I'm dumping the last bits of my gold into that vendor that's going away in August, I feel like that's gold well spent. Those are transmogs I get to keep that would be difficult to get after the fact. Not impossible. They're probably going to be cheaper is the annoying thing. They're probably going to go in the BMA and then be, you know, people will just forget about it because who's thinking about it? Well, I guess some people do. But a lot of people that were thinking about them would have bought them while they were guaranteed. I think that they might be cheaper than vendor for a bit. Because, you know, the black market auction house is an auction. It doesn't start super expensive. Don't mind me buying 3 WoW tokens so I can start War Within with 1.2 million gold. I usually scrape enough gold to, like, make sure I have raid consumes for raid. And that's kind of like my minimum. Anything else is kind of gravy. What did I spend my gold on in Dragonflight? I bought tokens to buy some shop stuff, mainly. I bought tokens and I bought the War Within. I bought the Darker Love Witch set with the mount. I must have also bought stuff for gold. I stopped shopping on the BMA at the end of Shadowlands. Shadowlands was like the last time I was dumping like hundreds of thousands of gold into the black market auction house because they started giving those things away as Twitch Prime subs. Or not Twitch Prime subs, but like sometimes Prime rewards, mainly, well, yeah, and drops. Anyways, they were just giving them all away on Twitch anyway. And I decided that I wasn't gonna keep dumping gold into like the trading card game toys or anything anymore. Would you like a hat? Very good. Must have bought something expensive. Bought a lot of BG skins. Was that in Dragonflight though? I stopped buying BG skins when they moved away from the selling them in sets model to the, like when they introduced runestones in Hearthstone. I stopped spending money there for like a long time. I didn't like the new model at all. But maybe there was overlap. I don't remember when dates were. I'm just thinking, I know I made millions of gold in Dragonflight. Where did it all go?
Have you uncovered something new for us?
If I bought nothing other than the Epic Edition, that would be just fine with me. Might have bought a BG pass once or twice. That sounds like me. But yeah, I think my strategy is basically going to be just make as much gold as feels fun. And then if I have a bunch of gold and I also see that or feel that the token price is not at an all-time high, to just stock up on BNet balance so that if they add something to the shop that I feel like I actually want, I don't have to spend any real money on it. What you bought before Dragonflight started. That might have been the case, but I did dump a bunch of gold on the BMA before Dragonflight started. I remember I was spending like $500,000 at a time sometimes on BMA toys. I was trying to get them all. Oh yeah, the Murloc onesie, that's right. Worth it.
What's this? Another curious mind?
I don't know if it's wildly important to do the tasks when you're basically soloing the dig, but it doesn't really hurt. No harm in it. It's a few extra fragments. should try and finish the achievement before the War Within, the one that gives you the title for this rep. I'm like so close that it's just silly for me to not do it. But remix weapons, you know?
We must not only study history's primary texts, but place them
Just
in the
don't do What are you, the anti-Nike? Are we gambling again? You want to gamble on whether or not the dagger, that particular color of Megara's Fang. Can we gamble? Yeah, alright, I'll turn it on. That means that after the boss here, and shopping, I'll switch over to grinding Throne LFR. It is hard to say whether or not it would drop at a given day. I'll do my best. I'll give it my all. Are you able to solo the boss? Oh yeah. Not usually a problem. They scale this one nicely. They learned from a couple of their mistakes. I'll go shadow just in case. Are you gonna have a character just for delves? I wasn't planning to. Is there a benefit to having a character just for delves? I kind of figured I should do it on, well, my main, to get any kind of cosmetics that I want, and then maybe like an alt, just to see what it feels like to get power progression mainly from there. I don't know. Hunter? No benefit, just curious. Yeah, not currently planning on it. Although, I'm not a big planner. Don't get me wrong, I can plan quite nicely when I set my mind to it, but usually I don't get around to it, and then game day happens and I'm like, well, let's pick something to do. Alright, let me set up a prediction. Alright. There you go. Specifically the bet is for this colorway of Megara's Fang, because there is a second one that I also need that I would love to get, but that one does not count for the bet. Specifically, we're gambling on whether or not that one, that black and red Megara's Fang that is pictured above my head on stream at this time. Yeah, 5 minutes to vote, because I figured it'll take a second here for me to do my shopping and then log back over and then get in queue and then get into a new one anyway. Are we due for another alt purge? I'm not planning on one. It's not something I really do regularly. It's not like a stat squish. It was just a specific moment in time where I was like, you know what? I have too many of them. I don't want these anymore. I think that the War Within login screen might make me feel like I don't need to. I think being able to select 4 characters to have in the campfire scene might help me kind of narrow my focus and not feel so overwhelmed by all of the other characters that I don't quite know what to do with. We'll see, but I'm optimistic that that might help kind of narrow my scope a little bit. I have 13,000 of these fragments. Yeah, it's remix. Remix only for that specific colorway. There's probably another color that's like very similar that you could get from not remix. That's right, we were gonna get the reading spectacles. Yeah.
Farewell.
One more thing added to the collection. Can predict your top 4 characters: Priest, PvP Druid, Hunter, Alchemist, Evoker. But then who am I going to tank on? I have to have a tank. Priest and Hunter I think are a pretty safe bet. PvP Druid is almost certainly a lock. I think my Evoker can do Alchemy without sitting at the campfire though. I think all the other characters are going to bully her for her lizard skin. Just because they're my characters doesn't mean they're nice people. Did I collect all pets in Dragonflight? No, I didn't. There's at least one. Here, let me get into queue, and then I'll pull up my simple armory here. See the tank changes. I heard about the blood DK changes. I have not seen anything else. Pya 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 soda. Thank you for the 3-month resub. You got your book? Yeah. Sure did. Alright. So we're gonna make sure that we're in queue for the last 2 wings. At basically all times.
Purpose?
What do you want?
And then there would be one more dungeon and scenario for me to do for bronze, but I might be fine. I might not worry about it. 2 druids in your warband camp? I don't know. Would I double a class in the camp? I mean, there's no reason not to, but there's no reason to do it either. What am I doing? I'm upgrading.
Tell no lies. Seek the truth.
What the heck? I keep getting the non-remixed tortoiseshell bow from Throne Elefar. Oh, I'm sorry. That's frustrating. That's annoying when that happens. 455. I mean, how long could it take? Maybe I ought to. For a big cache. Here we go. Do the Giga Chad move and make a camp screen with 4 gnome priests. They're up to something. I want the remix one. The remix one's pretty. Reductions to tank durability and self-healing. Yeah. Maybe it's because I don't tank, so I'm sitting at a pretty privileged position, but I feel like it'll all work out. You know, if tanks hate it so much that they don't play, then they'll do something. There's usually a reason that they make changes. I'm just eternally optimistic.
Now in session.
Missing 1 pet from Hudson. That's it for me. Oh yeah, that's right. I needed to check on. Oh yeah, I have it pulled up on my other monitor here. I was checking on collectibles, my simple armory companions. Yeah. So I am missing 2 pets. No, it's got to be 3. Because where's the other one? Yeah. 3 pets from Dragonflight. Darn it, I forgot. Maybe I'll spend my gold on that. One of them is Blue from Friends in Feathers. That's the world quest out in the Emerald Dream area. I just never remember to check for it anymore. I just need to find it up literally one more time and then do the cheesy thing where you're like in a raid group so that you don't finish the quest. But like... That is the worst school ever. Morning, Hazel. Good luck on the Fang. That is some determination. Thank you very, very much. Good morning. Thank you for the 20-month resub. And then the other 2 pets that I'm missing from Dragonflight are Aquapo and the Teardrop Moth, which both drop from rares in Zerlik Caverns that we were farming for a hot second before it became really annoying to find them up, especially because those rares are not even easy to solo. Even now I think they're kind of annoying. I wonder what those pets go for. I guess I can check it out. Undermine Journal. They're probably expensive.
Your fate awaits you.
Undermine Exchange, pardon me. Teardrop Moth. So 90k actually. That's not too bad. On US realms there is one available for 25k. What realm is that? Storm Rage. So I guess shopping for pets in a week is gonna get a little bit easier to do when you can move your gold around to different servers without needing to use a friend via the warbag. I had to buy Brullo from Zerlik because the boss was bugging. It was too annoying. So what about Aquapo? That's the other one I'm missing. 105k. with the lowest on US realms being 35k. That's a pretty big variance. I guess sometimes a realm just like has a ton of them. You can move your gold to buy them now. You just would need to use like another character or a second account to hold it. So if I wanted to shop for those things, I could ask like Flabby to help me move my gold to the relevant realms to purchase them. Or if I wait a week, I can do it myself. But it's possible that I'm not the only one thinking that, although I might be. I don't know if, I mean, now that I said on stream, but I don't know if pre-patch day is going to come out and somebody's first thought is, oh man, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to go buy the moth pet from the Underlight Queen of the Zeralight Caverns. Finally, my day is here. I think that I might be the only person bonkers enough. Used your method to make a bunch of tunes on Stormrage. I had to try to see what 4 gnomes in the warband camp looked like in beta. Test the real things. They're just small. I want to have a couple tall characters next to my gnome just to, you know, put her in perspective. It's like having a banana in your photo. Okay. Extra bonus level 2,500 bronze from there. This is the last non-raid finder thing that I'm gonna do today. This scenario. After this, we're in pure grind mode. Can you stop cheating, please? The question is whether I'm gonna queue up for the first 2 wings as well, because they're slower. One of them has Megara in it, and the other one has, I forget, something that takes a little bit of time. I think I've leveled 8 or 10 remix tunes using your method so far. Go. Woo. I wonder how fun herbing is going to be in the War Within. I hope it's good. I hope it feels fun. Early expansion is usually the only time that I herb because it's when it's still kind of worth it to do it. Later on, herb prices tend to collapse a little bit, and then it's kind of not worth my time to farm them. But in the first patch, it's kind of fun. I had a good time early Dragonflight, just being really excited whenever I saw a Rythabark. I would patrol the forest in the Azure Span, and it was this generation's Angryweed. You have beta. You can test it. I forgot what I said. Got the bow. Congratulations. Second LFR today. Nice. Oh, whether or not it's fun to herb. The thing that's gonna make it fun is the prices, though. Like, obviously, like it's the whole experience. 1.5 years isn't early into the expansion. Oh, okay. You can test herb. You're true. You're correct. This is true. You ever stop being excited? I did stop herbing though. I was buying all my herbs for ages and ages. I was only really gathering them for the first patch, I think. But I could be misremembering. Finally got the Mail Muncher after 100+ attempts. Oh man. Can't wait to leave Visions for good. I bet. That thing was so mean. That thing was really stubborn. I thought I was going to be able to get it so much easier than I actually did. I don't know if I'm gonna have time to start it, but I was excited because today is the day that the Simone Biles documentary comes out on Netflix. I had that on my to watch list. Looking forward to it. Want to give preservation a go, but I just don't like evokers. Yeah. I love preservation. I still do. The actual gameplay of the spec I found to be really fun. I didn't even really mind the range that much. They give you enough mobility to kind of make up for it, and you have this really satisfying feeling of mastery as you keep playing it, and you get better at figuring out where you want to be relative to everybody to kind of catch as many of them as you can. Saw a cute post. Why do we have hands? To pet cat, to feed cat, to love cat. Give all worldly possessions to cat. I like to think that cats have done a very effective psyop against people and just completely brainwashed us into serving their purposes. I'm a big fan of my cat brainworm. Meal Muncher had so many jokes around the drop rate. Thought it was going to be awful. Got it in the second attempt. I think that I don't know what the drop rate was, but I think one of the things that may have contributed to that perception of it is, if I remember correctly, I think Asmongold had a really hard time getting one, and a lot of people watched that, so that thought kind of pervaded some of the space. It was a 5% drop. It was an Asmongold meme saying, "Yeah, we domesticated dogs and cats domesticated us." Yeah, I mean, dogs have their own ways they can get stuff out of us. But I also got quite unlucky with my Meal Muncher. I was in there for a while. Flop used to make fun of me because I would stop to do the mailbox every time, even when we were just... It had been like ages, because I think he got his pretty early. Random question. Am I insane for trying to do Lore Master, but cap my XP at 59 for the previous expansions? Is it possible?
Watch your feet.
I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be possible, but I haven't done it, so it's possible there's something that I'm not thinking about. You wouldn't need to cap your XP. I suppose you could if you wanted to. I guess I just don't quite understand. Finished buying my Wicked Swarmer yesterday. The last thing I needed. Nice. I liked those mounts. I thought they were cute. Alright. We are in queue for 2 Wings of LFR. Let's get in queue for a 3rd one as well, shall we? This seems fine. As long as Council of Elders doesn't break, I think it's alright. I think that's the main danger, is if we bust Council of Elders and can't finish the wing. Sourville, thank you for the 18-month resub. Appreciate it. So, any of these bosses could give me my Fang. Could happen anytime. What happened to Saturday? I didn't get a news video out. I do apologize. I didn't get one done. Just so I can experience the content without steamrolling. Farming the next Ramus mount? That's a huge grind. Yeah, that's going to be a big project. Are you having fun? Demolished kebab. We are grinding today. We ran a bet a little earlier as to whether or not I'm going to get this particular color of dagger to drop from Throne Elefar. And now we got 2 hours and nothing to do but grind for it. It's gonna be good. Oh, you're dead. Wish we could set Prime subs to auto-renew on a specific streamer. Yeah. That used to really annoy me. Sometimes it was nice because it came back to me, I would like spread it around a little bit. I would try to give it to a different streamer every month. But then, yeah, I ended up like not using it a bunch of months, which is just letting Bezos keep more of his books. You know, like you're still paying for it. Regardless.
What's on? How could this be?
Getting the old Skullments was the most boring part.
Training.
I do have that add-on. It won't do me any good in LFR though, because the items in LFR are green, they're not tradable. So it must drop for me. If I was trying to farm something from normal or heroic, that would be more relevant. My overall trove tally count, we're at 65 of 119 items that we could get on Priest. I am not expecting to get all of these things before pre-patch. I'm just trying to do as many of them as I reasonably can, but even if it's just one more, that's good with me. I'm finding it more fun just to like pick a thing to set my sights on. There are 3, 6, 8 different things that I could get from Throne of Thunder LFR, so it's possible that we get lucky in a few other things before the Fang drops. That would be kind of cool. Hazel. Scarlet. What's up, Buttercup? What exactly are you going to do in the pre-patch? Probably going to do the event to get the currency, to get everything new that is from it. And then I'm going to take a little look at my alts and be like, who really needs catch-up gear and who can just suffer later? And get a feel for how annoying it might be to get some characters some catch-up gear. If it's super easy, I'll probably do it for a bunch of them. If it's kind of annoying, I'll probably do it for like one of them. If it's really annoying, then I won't bother at all. But I know there's some things to collect in pre-patch, so that's going to be my first order of business. I don't think it'll take me that long to do all of it, and, you know, we've got another month still before the actual expansion comes around, so there may be a gap in time where I've kind of done the... Well, oh, you know what? The event doesn't even start, does it? The event doesn't start till the 30th. So I'm going to have a week of... I mean, the warband changes will be in. Am I going to farm Mog? Am I going to drop Remix to farm Mog in retail with the warband changes, which would be admittedly fun, but not limited time like Remix is. But it would be pretty satisfying to do like an all the things random roll and have it be like, oh hey, go get this like male boot from ICC, and I could just like run it on every character if I wanted to. And then just get like all kinds of stuff. That would be really satisfying. Yeah, farming old raids for Mog. But the only thing that's like kind of making me doubt my conviction on that is the fact that that's something that I could do anytime. And Remix is only available for another like month. And as far as we know, these colors are going to be gone.
3, 2, 1.
Any alt cleaning up? I'm not planning to delete anything. I'm probably going to go through their banks, or banks and bags and stuff, and do a little bit of inventory. New setup. Got a new... Yeah. Congratulations. That's what I meant. Yeah. I'll take a look. I think a lot of them are in decent shape. I reflexively tend to clean out bags when I'm just sitting on a character farming something. So whenever I've been waiting for Karakta, I've just been like deleting stuff out of their bags anyway, so a lot of them aren't too bad. Do another alt purge. The masses demand blood. That's kind of what I thought it was. It was like, are you gonna delete any more characters? You know you want to. 8 had him for 2.5 weeks. Karakta? That's a name I haven't heard in a long time. Karakta hates me. And I mean, fair, you know, not everyone's gonna like you in this life. As soon as you accept it, the better off you're gonna be. Oh, man. I want to leave the instance group so I can re-queue for the other wing before... Or re-queue for the wing that I just did. Who just knows you'll stop visiting if he gives it to you. Joke's on him. I stopped visiting anyway. So we'll re-queue for Pinnacle. And then we are in queue for Last Stand. I don't really want to queue for the Megara wing, though. That sucks. Tordos is fine and Jikin is fine, but that thing with all the heads takes forever. So the boxes we get for doing the wing have a chance to give weapons as well as any of the bosses. At a certain point, we're just going to have to get a bit lucky. I only decided to farm Karakta because I saw you doing it and it dropped the mount on my second try. Congratulations. That's quite lucky. It's a cool little mount. I was dismissive of it until it wouldn't drop for me, and then I became bitter. Filled with resentment. Boxes are based on where you get them. You get the box in LFR, so it pulls from that loop pool. Yeah! I got both Karakta and Rustfeather last week, planted all on... Oh, on the spider. Rust Feather and man. I don't know what it is about the Mechagon Island. It's not even like the rares take too long to spawn. It's like what, 20 to 30 minutes per? 25-ish? If that. It's not that long to wait. Hey. Oh wait. No, it wasn't me. Ow, oh, 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 oh. Ah, ooh, ooh. Kitty, you good? You okay? Alright. She just Mufasa'd her way up my leg. Hi. That was some timing. Alright, I'll be along.
Welcome, weaklings, to the rebirth of the Zondalari Empire. The tribes have assembled.
I need to do your nails
It is
again.
not one force, but the combined
Man,
might of
that
all
run
the
back is
Dwarven
kind of brutal.
Empire. The
They really
hand
kick you
of
back
Zul
here.
will span all the continents of Azeroth
I mean, I'm gonna be able to
once
loot it all later,
again.
but...
Lesser races
Oh, I guess
will
I can
know
mount. Let's do that.
pain. Now
Congrats,
witness the
Killera.
true might of the Beast Ward. The color to Chuka
Can't sponsor
Horadon.
mounts, you go to remix.
Kalamaste.
Just hit 70 in my first remix alt. Perfect for someone who can't play a ton, can only play in small pockets at a time. Thank you. Hopefully I still get loot from the last boss.
These fools thought they beat me once before. They only let
It's
me
like
share this gift with
impossible to be cranky with this cat. Not that she, you know, she's a real sweet girl. But like, you know, sometimes you're like, it's nighttime and you're trying to sleep and she just wants to like lay on your neck or, you know, crawl up your leg in the middle of something or whatnot. Oh, and then we're going this way. I feel like I'm too far behind to benefit from this raid anymore. I guess I'm catching up slowly now.
Leshen, let us prove together the might of the Zandalari. We will crush these intruders where they stand.
Hi.
We will never fail you.
Do you have any yaks? I do. Do they work in here? I'm in combat. They only work out of combat, unfortunately.
Witness the power of the Spirit Binder.
Chandra!
I hope I'm close enough to at least get loot. Otherwise, it's unfortunate. I wonder if they'll let me in the ring. There might be like gates up on the stairs or something. Maybe not. Maybe they'll let me in. Oh, no. The gate stayed open for so long. Read the Mythic Plus normal stuff. Will not be removed. Top rank title. You'd know better than me. If you read it from Blizzard, that's a good bet. Well, let me see. Tank tuning. Blizzard on what to do before the pre-patch update. Blizzard posted their official what to do before pre-patch. The leaderboards will lock at 10 p.m. Pacific night before maintenance, and that's for the hero title, yeah.
Watch your step.
So Vicious Dream Talon doesn't end. Yeah, they didn't mention the Keystone Master mount in this post. It sounds like they bugged it. I guess this is why you don't do this wing. I guess it has not only this boss, but also the bridge. Honestly, I'm just gonna leave. I don't think that's gonna get finished in any kind of special time because it takes ages, if at all, for people to die. I've been in that wing before where you've had to like hearth out to continue to progress. I think I was just gonna be stuck there forever. So as long as we're in queue for the last 2 wings, that's the important thing here. Yeah, that boss tends to bug if people kill them too fast. And I was hoping that it wouldn't be an all the time thing, but I think I'm just going to avoid that wing. We're just going to keep queuing for the final 2 wings and not worry about the first 2. Hopefully queue times don't hold us up too much, but... Alright, well, there's nothing else I can do while in queue that would help me get that weapon in particular, but there might be something else I can do just in general. What kind of zones would I want to look for rares in, maybe? There's 3 items, 4 items. 4 items I can do from Veil Rares, so we could just kind of fly around here and look. Oh, also I have 10k bronze. We can upgrade our stuff a little bit more.
I'll trust you for now.
$4.57. Haven't been playing WoW this past week. Getting back into art. Honestly, kind of love it. That's wonderful. Raid is only 13 years old. Give Blizz some time to iron out the bugs. I'm sure they're working on it. Yeah, it is what it is. Oh, I knew there would be rares. I knew it. Feels good to be able to actually, like, kill things. Classic has been bugged for 22 mounts away from finishing with Nessingwary. Very nice. Yeah, it feels good to have that list done. It adds a ton to just like a general mount collection. Oh, nice. I'm exalted with the Golden Lotus. That's crazy. I got a bronze cache I didn't even know I had coming to me for that. One day I'll learn my way into all these various rare spawn points. I know they're in caves. And eventually I'm gonna remember and memorize which ones are where. Here's one of them. Tank Discord I am in is ultra dooming. Happy we're getting Dragonflight new player experience. Hazel, how was your weekend? Just got in from work. It's my weekend now. Nice. My weekend was good. My weekend was good. I went fishing. We went freshwater fishing on Monday morning. I was so tired. I didn't think that I figured if I just like got out there that the fresh air and the being outside would wake me up and like a cup of coffee, but it kind of felt like the coffee just like did nothing. I was so tired, but I still had a nice time. I spent some time outside, saw some wildlife, caught a few bass. Didn't keep anything, but it was still a nice day. A couple of smallmouth bass. One of them was like so tiny. I was trying out a new, I was trying different rigs and setups basically, and one of them I chucked out like this huge heavy water bobber, and then I suspended a wet fly under it because I'd heard that sometimes you can catch trout that way. And the tiniest little mini baby smallmouth bass decided to go for it. And he was so mad. Boss read 2 books while on the beach. Distractions. Hoping the rest of the day, evening, uneventful. The smallest mouth bass. It was a very... Alright, hang on. So this guy has the shield. So he just needs to start to... Yeah. Sorry about your tummy. Long time since I went to a coffee shop. Spent some time alone there. Need to do that. It sounds nice. I've been going to yoga. I gotta figure out when I can go this week. It's gonna be kind of hard. I might have to just do my best at home. But they, at my most recent class, they showed us a couple of new poses to add to our sequence. And I don't remember how to get into or out of any of it. I need to watch the video again. It's so hard to learn things when you're, I don't know, it's just hard to learn. It's tough. I'm gonna be forgetting a lot of stuff for a while. Then we're done with the doggy fork. He always gets so interested whenever I'm doing yoga. And then of course the cat wants to lay on the mat, which is why sometimes it's easier to go to the studio and practice. But I've come to understand that while it's no surprise to me, I have the core strength of a spaghetti noodle that you forgot was still boiling on the stove. It's not great. And in the process of trying to practice anyway, I think I've been compensating with other muscles, and I'm like pressing my back up a little bit, which is not great. I need to be very careful of that. It's not the dream. Racy Sapphire, thank you for the 44-month resub. Uses that part does get better, getting in and out of poses in a sequence. That's good to know. Thank you. Remember, every class you go to was the worst. The next one will be better because you get stronger. Maybe, but they keep telling you things to do that are harder and harder every time. I think that I could go every day of my life and it will be hard every single time. I think that the whole thing is hard enough that I will never, ever feel successful at it. And I think that's part of the point. I don't think you're supposed to. Pretty amazing how fast your body can adapt, though. I hope so. I hope so. Right now, my body's mainly just, like, kind of always tired. I need to take a... I feel like I eat pretty well, and I've been eating pretty balanced meals, but I need to just take a look at my diet and make sure I'm getting enough of everything so that that's not holding me back. I think I'm just adjusting right now. You are leveling up. I hope so. Do you eat cereal at all? Not very often. Once in a while. I don't mind shredded wheat. I did some oats this morning, but that's because we started them last night. I can schedule hot oats for the morning in the rice cooker, and I put some frozen fruit in them, and I had it with the flax seeds and the hemp parts and a little brown sugar, and it was pretty good. I know people put peanut butter in it sometimes, but I think that might be gross. I don't know. It doesn't sound very good. But yeah, most days, bread is some kind of eggs and toast. It's usually the thing that will actually get me through morning all the way to lunchtime. Okay based. I love a good okay based breakfast. I don't know how I ever used to skip breakfast. I would totally skip it as like a teenager and a young adult. I would just do 2 meals a day, and I don't know how I survived. I know I wasn't very active. I think that was part of it, is I was really sedentary. So I guess I just didn't need as much energy, but oh man, I was tired all the time. Speaking of seeds, I read that a Trader Joe's spice mix was getting people in trouble at airports because it had poppy seeds. Oh dear. Drop a spoon in, mix it in with the milk. Oh, peanut butter adds a bit of body. I just feel like the flavor of it's gonna freak me out. I don't know. Peanut butter? I'll have it on other stuff, but in oats, it just sounds weird. Maybe I should try it before I knock it. I haven't tried it. Plus, my dog's gonna fight me for it. He's gonna be like, Mom, it smells good. I can have peanut butter. Give it. Share. Share with Moose. You're forgetting Moose.
He fought with honor. His first and last mistake. Useless.
Love spinach, red pesto, feta, and a runny egg on oatmeal. Savory toppings are best. I've tried eggs on oats before. I can't do it. I'm too, I don't know, picky, I guess. I like those things separately. Love most of these things, but I'd probably separate the eggs too. I need to buy more eggs. I'm out of a few different types of groceries, and I don't know what I'm gonna do. It's gonna be really hot today. We gotta go to the vet. Oh, I need to find time to do yoga. I need to figure out some time to figure out what I'm even gonna do for work. There's people I haven't seen in a while. At least I did my laundry. We cleaned and I did some laundry. And I put clean sheets on the bed, so that's one thing in my life done. I just gotta do one thing at a time.
Beware.
Work, work. Something you doing? Yeah, Kanji didn't sit with me when I've tried it before. Have to be a responsible adult today. Hazel once every full moon. Yeah. It's true, but I'm the only one who gets to say it about me. When other people say it about me, it's mean. Close out to dry in the heat, turn on the dryer. I kind of have to turn on the dryer unless I can fit stuff in my living room, because I don't have anywhere outdoors to dry them. So if it's just a couple of things, like my athletic clothes, I will hang dry those because they don't go in the dryer, but like I don't have anywhere that I could dry like a whole load of sheets. And it would also crank the humidity inside if I tried.
All who look upon my might will tremble and submit.
Can never wholeheartedly enjoy hot or cold oats. Good idea, and 3 spoons in it, I'm struggling. I like putting the fruit in it. I just get frozen fruit and I cook it with the oats, and it's good. I usually do blueberries, but I had a mix that had all kinds of stuff in it this morning, and it was tasty. Wash my sheets.
You would challenge me in my own sanctum? Witness your folly!
4, 3, 2.
We had a clothing line growing up, and we used to dry stuff out there in the summer. It always made the towels like really stiff and scratchy, but they would smell nice. They would smell like outside. But you had to be very careful to bring your laundry in before dusk because you would get bats.
4, 3,
I've told the story a million times,
2,
but my mom once brought in laundry at like evening time, and there was a fitted sheet. And when
4,
she had the sheets
2,
back in her room, she discovered that there was a bat that had kind of hitchhiked in the pocket of the fitted sheet and was now trapped indoors, like a live one. Horrifying. Loudest scream I've ever heard out of my mother in my life. Grandma likes hang drying in our backyard too. Sounds adorable and terrifying. Yeah, she was not happy. Not a happy camper. I think bats are really cool, but they have to stay outside. Frozen strawberries, great to eat frozen in the summer. Oh man, power to you, but I can't do it. The thought of it makes my teeth hurt. It would be so cold on your teethies.
4.
I think bats around the world agree.
2,
Windy day. Underpants might end up on a garden gnome. I do like having a little indoor rack to air dry delicate stuff. Or like, you know, knits, sweaters, things like that you really don't want to throw in the dryer. There's not a ton of room to set it up, but I can usually manage. You put it in your mouth and let it thaw. Nope. I don't know. I've got real sensitive teeth. I brush with Sensodyne twice a day and I still got real sensitive teeth. That would hurt. Even just having it in my mouth. I don't even put ice in my mouth. I don't even like ice in my water unless it's real hot outside, and even then I'll put like 1 ice in. Alright, let's see. This. It's fun when it's really hot out and you put an ice cube in your water and you just watch it like instantly vanish. Not like instantaneously, but pretty close. Like you put the ice in the water and by the time you go to take it to the coffee table, it's like, oh hey, the ice is gone. That's crazy. Last night I came home from a walk and I was really thirsty because I hadn't had quite enough to drink, I guess, after I got back from yoga. And I like pour a glass of water, chuck an ice cube into it, and start drinking it immediately. And you could feel as you were drinking it, like the stream of melt water from the ice cube separately from the rest of it, because it was melting as I was drinking it. And I had like the whole thing. And there was like 3 different temperatures within the one mouthful of water. They hadn't even combined yet. Might put things in the dryer that I shouldn't. Most of my wardrobe. Jean socks. Sweater adjacent things. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of an easy way to live. Most of my clothes can also survive the dryer. It's just like the tech fabrics that they can survive the dryer, but I find that they last a little longer if I air dry them, and they also air dry pretty fast anyway. Better about not overloading it. Ooh. I got a knife from one of the Thunder caches. I got an Iron John's knife. This color. Although, it looks like we're still 65 of 119, so I guess it wasn't a remix exclusive color. Let's make sure I'm queued for 2 wings. Suppose I can quest in the meantime. Let's see, why not? Do I need things from Tanlong Steps? You would assume so, right? Oh yeah, lots of stuff. Stabby, stabby. You want the fang. No, it's not the knife that I bet on. That's something, though. More is always more. Maybe I'll try queuing for the first wing. I've sworn off no, the first wing sucked too. The first wing was the one where I fell off the bridge, got behind, wasn't able to loot Horadon, and then they broke Council of Elders, so they're both dead to me. That's no good. Do you want the farm area for this zone? It's over here-ish, isn't it? On the Mantid Island?
The Shadow Band
Yeah.
welcome you.
You told me that one before. Nanny, thank you for the 61-month resub. Oh, wow, how can it be 61 months already? Didn't you start yesterday on Twitch? Thank you for entertaining me for all this time. Looking forward to the future. Thank you very, very much. I don't even want to do the math to figure that out in years. That's wild. It's been a long time. I said I didn't want to know. I guess I said I didn't want to do it. That's different than didn't want to know. I didn't state myself very clearly. 5 in a month. Yeah, you got me. You got me. It's true. I'm just not... It's not about getting older. It's about... I don't know. I'm not coping well with how quickly time passes. I feel like I can really do my best in a day and then not really get anywhere. And I know I must be getting somewhere, even if it's something, even if it's like progress that's not super visible. I know as long as I'm like just really doing my best every day that I'm getting somewhere, but sometimes it doesn't feel like it, and you wake up and you're like, wait, it's been how many months? We were both much younger then. Technicalities are chat specialty. Technically correct is the finest art of being correct. I can't even get mad. I do it all the time. I'm awful for it. I'm a big fat know-it-all.
It is best to be prepared.
Hello, friends.
Do you seek my counsel?
Oh, I got a item from Chanlon. That's something. It was in Basher. There you go. One thing off the list. Blessed Blinky sound.
Leave me be.
Surprised the queue's holding us up for this much. I figured being a healer it would get us in faster, but I guess you still need 4 other healers to queue. know what does follow age, but it must be some kind of a bot that I don't have. Hazel, I'm so proud of you for taking that yoga class. Tend to be a recluse when my mental health gets bad, and enrolling in fitness classes is one of the best things I've done for myself to get me out of my comfort zone, do something good for my body, and socialize a tiny bit. Thank you. It feels so silly of me to say, but it's so hard. It was so scary to walk into it, and it's still scary to go back every time. Yesterday, I said my first words to somebody that wasn't the teacher. That somebody asked me a question, and I managed to string together like 4 or 5 words at a time. It's not like I'm besties or anything, but like, that's hard for me. That's really tough for me. So it was good, I think. The tome did drop. We got it on the last stream of last week, I think. Lucky Q and his healer worked so well with the paladin. Delete the bronze completion aura. Can't find it on the site. I have the old link, but if they took it down, then it might be gone. Does the link work still? Link still looks okay. I will say I wouldn't rely on using that as your only source of checking to see whether or not you're done, because that WeCore told me I was done and there were still things I needed left to purchase. But it was kind of nice to get I don't know, it was still kind of fun. What am I doing here? Really hope I stop feeling sick soon. I'm supposed to go to the circus center on Friday to try a trapeze class. Oh, that sounds fun. That sounds crazy. So I remember the ballistas destroyed was like annoying. It was I had to carry. Also, that's not a ballista. That's a windmill. Oops.
What is it?
Also a windmill. Don't mind me. That's more like it.
Shut up, Katak.
Modern day Don Quixote over there. Don Quiche. Don Quinoa. Quinoa in the quiche. Man, I got so excited when I heard the little blinky sound from the last time we got something that now I've got my hopes up. I don't know if that's a well-known character for anybody. The gist is he hates windmills. I'm familiar with the name, but I don't know anything about the story. I didn't know the windmill thing. I always figured it was kind of like a Zorro style character. Somebody with like a skinny sword. Why does he hate windmills? Did they he hits them and then they come back around and they hit him back? He thinks the windmills are giants? He is insane. Oh. I didn't understand the story at all. Like a senile old knight. Oh. Learned something today. Alright, I have not rescued any rangers. All I found has been empty cages. There's one.
What is it?
It's who Maximilian of Northshire is based on. Oh. I didn't know that was a reference. I just figured he was goofy. That sounds like fun. Come on, LFR. I'm queuing for wing too. I don't know if it's a good idea, but I need to get back and throw an LFR if we're gonna make this thing drop. These queue times are killing me. I guess we could take a break, and that would definitely force it to pop, but... yeah. You know what? That's how we're gonna do it. One sec. Alright, we can make it. Kitty cat's on the chair, but I think we can just game from down here. It's cool. Casually ditching shellfish in a huge fire. Oh man. Need a stand-up desk. I beg to differ. If we can squeeze some time in between some of the LFR wings, we might take another break later. If anything, need a second chair. Why have I taken issue with these spiders in the corner? What did they ever do to anybody? What's on my back? I don't know what's on my back. I don't know what's given me enormous gears. Cogwheel cooldowns reduced. Oh, maybe it's Purged Fear?
Yes,
I
master.
don't know. That's weird.
I will fight with my life. He fought with honor.
Let's send you a razor chair if you want it. Aw. I didn't know razor made chairs.
Stare into the face
You need a chair, this one is curious. They revealed themselves to you while it was still light. This is true. Unusually high amount of evokers for remix. I think some of them are just mages that are really far away. They look like evokers in bad light. Barely see any of my LFRs. This group has 4. People were leveling them a bunch for a little bit because they were so fun, fully geared at 476. Squatting sometimes seems very hard. One of the interesting things about starting to learn yoga is I've discovered there are certain places in which I am more flexible than I thought, and there are other things in which I am either less flexible than I thought, or I just have no strength whatsoever to speak of. Like movements that you wouldn't think would be very hard, that in practice I just cannot do yet, which is fine. That's part of the process. But it's funny because it's not stuff that I like thought would be hard. There's just, so like, how do I describe it? When I'm trying to bring, let's say you're planking, right? And you want to move one of your feet up to put it between your hands to get into like a lunge as part of getting into Warrior 1. I cannot, for the life of me, get my foot more than like 2/3 of the way there in one movement. I can arch my back and try to tuck my heel, and I can squeeze as hard as I can. It's not getting there. I just run out of room or muscle or something. I don't know what's what I'm doing wrong or what isn't bending far enough. Because it's not like I can tuck my knee to my chest just fine normally. But for whatever reason, when I'm doing that, it is absolutely not happening. So every time I'm doing that transition, it takes me like an extra like minute to get myself situated because it ain't going. Even it's impossible. Everyone else seems to do it just fine. I just got to keep working on it. But I didn't think it would be hard because it's not like a flexibility problem. It's I don't know. It's hard. Discovered at my HIIT class, very bad at jumping. Husband has been teasing me for weeks now, so I get it. Oh, like he was already teasing you about being bad at jumping. Stop going to the gym. Wanted to be left alone while lifting. Shifting weight from plank to the foot. The stability. It's something I feel like maybe something to do with my hip flexors not wanting to pull. It's something about the muscle that needs to pull my knee up that's not getting it far enough up, because I can pull it up a little bit, but I can't clear it over the mat. I also have long legs, which might be part of my problem. Is I got long legs, stumping around on stilts over here, proportionally speaking. But yeah, I'm just gonna have to keep working on it because it's a mess right now. Hip flexors are tight. They get really inflamed when I biked everywhere. Mine were killing me for the first 2 days I was doing yoga. My hamstrings and my hip flexors were dying. They're better now. Oh, I got something, but it wasn't the one that I needed. Sounds like your iliopsoas muscle. I'm Googling that. Iliopsoas. This picture doesn't even look like a human being to me. I googled that word and it came up with a bunch of like diagrams that were like highlighting certain muscles in your hips. And I understand that it's like the bones of a human pelvis, but I swear it just looks like a symbolic painting of a frog. Okay, I'm gonna make sure I'm in queue for that wing that we just left, and I'm gonna try to sneak away for just a sec here. She did not want to get up. I picked up her front hip and she went hi. I'm sorry, baby, I needed the chair back. Hazel, I'm stuck. I don't know what to cook for pre-patch lunch. Kind of depends on a little bit on like the weather and whether or not you're able to bake anything, because I normally tell people to prep some kind of a lasagna, you know, vegetarian or otherwise, depending on your life. And then you can freeze it in like servings and you can have meals for a little bit. But if you're living in a heat wave, I don't want to tell you to make a lasagna because that might not be a good idea. Lasagna would be so good too. Pizza acceptable. Anything that you can make in like a huge batch, like a curry or like a stew sometimes. When we get fall releases, I can mess with like a big batch of chili, vegetarian or otherwise. I mean, vegetarian for me, but you gotta live your own life. Because it's something that you can just make a huge batch of, and then you have like a couple of meals you can heat up from, because you're not gonna want to cook. Well, I mean, don't let me speak for you, but I don't want to cook. I mean, sometimes ever, but also during expansion lunches. Hot and down for convenience. Mm-hmm. Listen, sometimes takeout happens. Slow cooker crock pot wouldn't give off too much heat. I don't know. I mean, I guess it wouldn't be as much as like running the oven for ages, but I feel like I guess I don't know. I'm talking out of nothing here. Oh, I don't have the bombs anymore. I need to... Oh, no, it's not the bombs. I need the keys and do I need to rescue these guys. Yeah, there we go. The book did drop. We got it at the end of last week. We're looking for a dagger now. Takeout happens a lot here. Have you ever tried Impossible Meat stuff? Seen it? Never tried it? Yeah. I get an Impossible Burger sometimes when I want one. It's not like the healthiest thing for you to eat. It's very salty and it's a little tough on the tummy. It's not the easiest thing to digest in your life, but it's not bad. It doesn't make you sick. I don't buy it to cook with on a regular basis though, because because it's so heavy and it's so salty. It's basically junk food for vegetarians. It's not like an all the time thing, it's just kind of a novelty. I bought a pack of like the Impossible ground beef once, and I used it to make like a shepherd's pie, a vegetarian shepherd's pie, and I didn't like it any better than when I did it with just my lentils and quinoa. So make special nachos for expansion releases that I've made every XPAC since MOP. Prepatch, always a toss-up. Regret not trying tempeh, like fried tofu. Yeah, it's pretty good. I've had it in I get it from like pretentious vegan places sometimes. There's different places here that will serve you you know, like mixed bowls of vegan food that is you know, like pretty, I don't know how to describe it. Very, very healthy messaging, I guess is what you would say. And sometimes you'll get some tempeh on one of those. More like impossible to digest burger. It's not the worst thing I've ever had, but I definitely don't want to eat it too late before I go to bed, or else I'm gonna have a problem. It's something that if I'm gonna have it for dinner, I need to eat it around like 5, 6 at the latest, and then like go for a walk and kind of be up for a little bit longer, because you don't want to go to sleep with that just like sitting in your tummy. Paneer's good. Paneer's just cheese though. Oh, I got a mace. It's not the thing we're looking for, but it's another thing off the list. We got Mace of the Dark Animus, another one of the colors of the juice box.
The animus must not be disturbed. The power, it cannot be wielded this way.
There's a place here called Be Love,
Forces you do not
and they sell different kinds of bowls that have, what are the names of them? Be Love Victoria Menu. I don't get it very often because I have to be really in the mood to eat really clean to do this instead of something a little bit more normal. It's good. It's just like real healthy. Our menu changes with the seasons. Eat well, be love, eat love, be well. Oh, there's the menu. Yeah, so I think I got like a karma bowl, which had steamed mixed greens, lentils, barbecue sauce tempeh, sauerkraut. Oh no, choice of 2. So I think I had the steamed greens and the tempeh, and then like a tahini lemon sauce, and then on quinoa. Pretty good. It's tough when you're still hungry though. Can't do sauerkraut. I know that like fermented foods are supposed to be really good for your
5, 4,
your
3,
microbiome or whatever.
2,
And I've tried a lot of things along the lines of like the sauerkraut, and I've tried kimchi, and I just I can do like little bits of pickled onions on other things, but it's I don't know. Doesn't sit with me super good. Pickles great. Yeah. Did the bowl help you get closer to nirvana? Oh. I mean, it gave me more green stuff than I've eaten in a lifetime. Although I've started eating spinach more regularly. I've started buying these big boxes of spinach and actually making myself just like have salads, even if the salad is literally just spinach and salad dressing. I try not to stress over whether or not it's like a fancy salad. It just needs to be a way to get spinach into me. How many chances left for the dagger today? Depends on how many LFRQ wings wanna pop for me. Oh, I'm not gonna be able to re-queue until I get out of here. I'm gonna be maining a Gnome Holy Priest with a Shadow Spec setup too. Yogurt fan, especially Greek. No, it's very not vegan. Yeah, I'm not vegan myself. I just enjoy vegan food sometimes. I'm pescatarian. I will buy yogurt and I will eat it 3 times, which is maybe half of the container. And then I will forget. Invariably, I will forget that I have yogurt, and then I'll be like, 2 months will go by, and I'll be like, oh yeah, well that's no good anymore. And that would be fine, except for the fact that it's like $10 for a container. And if I'm spending that kind of money on food, I need to eat all of it. And I like it. I just got to remember that I have it. It's because it's not something, it's like a snack food and not a meal food. And a lot of days I won't go for those. Shadow primarily, filling up my warband with a Brewmonk, Ogvoker, not sure what else. Spinach artichoke dip. Plain yogurt lives forever in the fridge. I don't know about forever. Long time. Cottage cheese and sour cream. Sour cream, surprisingly enough, I can get through pretty quickly because I put it on a lot of stuff. A lot of different like soups and stews and even curries. I'll just like add a dollop of sour cream to it. Or I guess you could do yogurt as well in that same place, but it's a good way for me to add fat to my meals without needing to do anything too hard. Suddenly want to have an artichoke for dinner. Oh yeah, this way. That's right. Kitty fell back asleep. Am I? Oh, I was like snapping back up the cliff. I'm thinking, I thought I just jumped down. What's happened to me? Well, it's nice to see that we're getting a few weapons from here. We haven't got the one we're after just yet. But they're coming along. It's just the 4 characters that you put into the campfire scene that would have that instead of their normal background. It'll be nice. There's some characters that I feel like there's races where, and maybe this is an overstatement, but I feel like I don't like them as much as I could just because I don't like their background. Dark Iron Dwarves and Void Elves. I feel like their backgrounds are dark or something? I don't know what my problem is specifically. I'd have to look at them again. Hazel, do you like gorgonzola, blue, or feta cheese? I like adding them to homemade pizza. All of the above. I love gorgonzola. I don't buy it very much. My favorite, if I'm feeling really rich, is to get a bit of it and melt it into my mac and cheese, like my homemade mac and cheese. Oh, I love a blue cheese mac and cheese. Also love it on a veggie burger. You're gonna make me hungry. Dark Iron Dwarves and Void Elves are too dark. Yes. Beware. Actually gonna be my main for War Within, a mage. Blue cheese is my vice. I like it as fun as I can get it. That's not a bad vice to have in the grand scheme of things. Sample cheese things from Fred Meyer? I never tried that. Used to have a place that had a Chipotle style restaurant but mac and cheese, and that's how I got into adding different cheeses and toppings to mac and cheese. There used to be a couple places in Portland that did a really good job on it. There probably still are. Honestly, the thing that got me into gorgonzola in mac and cheese was, of all things, Cinetopia. There's a chain of theaters, like movie theaters in Oregon, or there were, I think they got bought out, but anyway, they used to have like this restaurant situation where you could order like restaurant food and they would charge you $1 million for it, but they would bring it to you in your seat at the theater, and they had like regular style theaters, and they also had like these sort of more living room style theaters that had like really comfy chairs. And it was like a super expensive place to go out and eat because of course they're charging you like theater markup, but now on restaurant food and like cocktails and stuff, because they would serve cocktails. but I once went and had a mac and cheese that they made with blue cheese. And the first time I ever got it, it was so good that I spent my life since trying to recreate it. I went back once and ordered it a second time when it was still there, because I don't think it's there anymore. And it wasn't as good the second time. Like, it was just a fluke that it was that good the first time. But still really yummy. But yeah, I also like it melted in stuff. I'm not necessarily eating it straight off a plate on a toothpick. Or like a little cheese sword. As a little kid, my parents and grandparents would like have a gathering, and sometimes they would have little plastic cheese swords. And I always thought those were very fun to have little tiny sword fights with. Cinetopia is gone. Yeah, that's what I heard. Only theater around is the one at Bridgeport. I went and saw Shang-Chi there. I miss the vegan place that was there. I know they're gone. Life moves on. I am in queue for that. I need to find a group for that. And honestly, this wasn't the worst wing ever either. I'll sit in queue for that just to get more LFR queues. Japanese restaurant, no. Because they also had a Japanese restaurant in Bridgeport on the other side. I ate there once or twice. It was okay. There was a Cinetopia in Vancouver, Washington. There was another one in, I want to say Beaverton? I forget. It's been a bit. We got the book last week. We're working on a new dagger now. What do you want me to take pictures? No. I wanna leave my past behind me. I know I'm reminiscing, but I don't want to know. It doesn't matter. I'm never going back. Should I wait for prepatch to level 60 to 70? Yes. Yes, you should. It should get much faster. I worked at a mac and cheese place before, became obsessed with barbecue mac with fried jalapenos. That sounds pretty good, actually. We got the book at the very end of last week's streams. You're not behind it at all. You're good. I transmogged it onto my main gnome. I'm quite pleased. Although it doesn't show unless I pull it out. It doesn't sheath on the hip like some of the other books do. Fried jalapeno poppers are great with the cheese stuffed inside. Sounds pretty good. I'm kind of, it's not something I eat all the time, but I'm kind of a sucker for mozzarella sticks.
We meet again.
Of all the like kind of deep fried sort of bar foods, or like fast food sides, I will, unless I know a place has really good fries, I would take mozzarella sticks over them most times because, you know, cheese.
More than filth like you deserve.
Reminds me, made a jalapeno popper type sushi roll and it was exquisite. Monday was Dad's birthday. Fed about 20 people apparently. Oh, nice. Are you a ranch or a marinara person? Would you hate me if I said honey mustard? Both are acceptable. I think that if I have to choose between ranch or marinara, I would go for marinara first. Thank you for time and vibes. Cheers, thanks for stopping by. I made sushi, avocado, cream cheese, and a rice roll. Yeah, that's pretty good. I go cream cheese, cucumber, avocado if I have it, and then either imitation crab or spicy tuna. Well, spicy tuna. Because we're cooking on a budget. Like my mom sticks plain. They don't need any sauce. Honey mustard for dipping. Yeah, it's delicious. I really like fancy mustard. Or any mustard, really. Anything that's not just like yellow French's. And even that has its place in the world. But honey mustard, Dijon mustard, whole grain mustard, beer mustard, Crips, pretzel mustard. We legit bought like a little jar of Kriparian's pretzel mustard once. It had to get shipped from the States. It took so long to get here. My partner pulled the trigger on it, but it was pretty good. I didn't rebuy it. Apologies to Crip because it cost too much to ship to Canada, but it was good. Got that spicy pretzel mustard. Like adding mango to sushi, it's expensive though. I buy mango frozen, but I use it for smoothies mainly. But you could, well, it might be kind of mushy by the time you defrost it. But I find that if I buy bags of frozen chopped mango, that's not super cheap, but it's like more affordable than trying to get it fresh. Spicy brim kind of guy. Tuna, sear the outside after marinating in oil and spices. Ah. If I'm doing spicy tuna for sushi, I'm taking a can of tuna and I'm mixing it with a little bit of mayo and a lot of sriracha. I used to add some gochugaru to there too, which is completely not authentic. That's Korean hot pepper spice, but I had a huge bag of it and it was delicious. Yeah. We're not buying slices of fish around here. If I'm lucky, I can get canned tuna on sale for like $1.50 a can. If I'm lucky. If it's not on sale, it's like 3 per. You go fishing. Not for tuna. I don't have a boat. I am fishing from the shore. I catch tuna. No, sorry, not tuna. I was just going to say, I don't catch tuna. I catch trout. I catch bass in the lake. And then sometimes I will catch a little rockfish. And those are delicious, mind you. But I'll catch a little rockfish or a kelp greenling. And I'll fry that up in some beer batter for some fish and chips. No one's pulling in a big old tuna. Partner is not pescatarian, no.
Beware.
Yeah, I like ranch. We keep a lot of it around. I dip pizza in ranch. That's my favorite trashy terrible for me gamer rate night snack is or its meal is frozen cheese pizza, Tabasco sauce on top, red pepper flakes on top, ranch to dip it in. Not the finest thing I've ever put into my tummy, but it's delicious and it's easy. How big is tuna? Tuna fish are big. There are TV shows about how dangerous tuna fishing is. It's like Wicked Tuna, I think is the name of the show. It's crazy. I found that if people don't know about fish, they assume tuna is smaller than it actually is. Yeah, tuna, like, you gotta Google it. Tuna are nuts. A tuna could beat me up. And you know what? It might. It might want to. One day I'm going to catch a lingcod and it's going to be the scariest day of my life.
Beware.
No. I would never make sushi out of anything I pulled out of the ocean myself. Because you need like an industrial grade freezer that's stronger than a household freezer to cool the fish to a temperature where you're going to kill off any parasites it might have. Even if I caught something that is like a good sashimi fish, I'm gonna cook it before I eat it because I don't have the equipment to make it safe. You don't want parasites. I do eat raw sushi if it's from a place that I trust. But it's not. I will also get like I'm basic. I like a good Philadelphia roll, and that's just smoked salmon. Smoked salmon and cream cheese, and then sometimes they put asparagus, sometimes cucumber. It's always delicious. It's my go-to. Between 40 and 500 pounds. Between 3 and 10 feet long. Quite the range. Good portion of that range is bigger than you. I mean, can you confirm that I am not 10 feet tall? I should have refilled my water. And just drink the rest of it. You insist on being average height. You believe everything you hear on the internet? You're 5'3". Oh man. I wonder if I would have a different personality if I was 5'3". Do you think I would be cuter? Or I would be like I would be more of a strong-willed person to try to get people to take me seriously. You'd be angrier. What are you trying to say about people that are 5'3"? I know people that height. They're not angry. Although, speaking of small dogs, I was walking my dog. Not talking about people anymore. I was walking my dog, and I was just kind of like lost in thought, sort of relaxed, not really thinking about, like, not really like looking. I mean, I was looking where I was going, but I just kind of walked past this yard, and it turns out there was like a small little terrier that was tethered out there. It was on like a rope and a stake, basically. And it was unattended. And we get fairly close, and then all of a sudden it goes, you know, like the way small dogs do. But some dogs have scarier barks than others, and this one was just so sudden and so loud and sounded like it wanted blood. It scared the daylights out of me. I'm not gonna live as long now. It jump scared me so bad. It took me like the rest of the street to calm my breathing down. And the dog was like this big. It just had like a real good bark on it. And then we walked by another dog that was also barking, but it didn't have the same kind of menace to it. It was a little bit bigger, and it was kind of doing a like, I'm leaving. I think it was like a sheep. Don't worry. You see, I'm so tiny, people don't take small people serious. You would. You might be different if you were different. Who's to say? Someone who is 5'3", they're not wrong. Such a chihuahua. I haven't experienced this, but I've heard that when you are like below average height, people will sometimes, especially if you're a woman, like try to pick you up. And that would make me so angry. That would put someone, depending on who it is and if I know them and if they have reason to think I'm cool with it or not, that could put someone on my burn list forever. Holy moly. Oh. Right up there with people touching your hair. Nobody's ever tried to pick me up, but I've gotten some condescending head pats that make me rage a bit. Oh my god. Picked up and delivered one of my coworkers to their ride home. Thought about it, got there okay before I did. Yeah, that's the key thing. That's the important part.
Goodbye. Greetings.
Well met.
Taking care of puppies, and sometimes they have the most serious bark once they're 2 to 3 months old. So cute. Aw. Someone pat me on the head, I would bite their ankles. Moose really has to work himself up to woof, and the first time he did it, it was so funny because he was looking like, I don't want to do this, but I just have to. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna woof. Woof. Like he had to like incubate the bark for a little bit before he could let it out.
From what I can tell, there were no sides in this fight. Why would the young...
I love him. Una was 3 before she learned to hiss. The older Kira gets, the shorter her patience is in terms of hissing. Like, she wouldn't hiss much when she was young. And now, if she's like... It's just, you can tell her mood based on it. Because something that wouldn't make her hiss normally, if she's just like cranky or sleepy, she'll be like, stop it. But you can tell that like her heart's not really in it. Because it's just like a little one and like her tail's not even that mad. She's just like, oh, come on. Or she'll just like hiss at the dog to make a point. She'll be laying on the bed and he knows he's not allowed in the bed. And he'll walk over and he'll just lay his chin on the bed and just look at her. You're like, hello, I'm Moose. And like, he'll be like 3 feet from her and she'll just kind of like, you stay back, heathen. Sometimes he'll bring her a toy and then just put it on the bed, like, right in front of his nose and be like, do you want to play? Please. Nothing. Hello. Hope everyone's having a great day. Hello. I love when dogs do that. It's good that he has dog friends, because he is not gaining any ground with the cat.
It is right.
Be well.
Queued for flesh shaping and pinnacle of storms. I didn't hate Forgotten Depth. We can queue for that again. He met one of his friends this morning on a walk, and they were kind of like playing for a bit, and he starts trying to like chew on the leash of the other dog like he's gonna free her and they can run off into the sunset. Hold on, I'll get you out of there. Recently thought I got a puppy, but instead I got a tiny shark with legs. Before I brought home Nussy, I had read memes about land sharks referring to puppies, and I didn't understand until I had one in my house. You gotta really watch your feet. Little ankle biters. Yeah, you can spam LFR wings multiple times a day. You can do them as many times as you have the patience for. In Remix, it's a bit different from normal rules. Walking two big dogs can be hard. I know people that have to walk their two big dogs, or just their two dogs in general, separately. So they'll do one walk and they'll bring the first dog home and they'll take the second dog and they'll go for another walk. There's a few different reasons that people end up doing that, but I've seen people live that life and it looks like it takes so much time. I'm sure Moose would love another dog, but I'm right where you are. I wouldn't dream of doing it without space for them. And also, even if I did have it, I don't know if it would be, I think I'm kind of at a good capacity for how much care I'm able to give. I'm pretty much capped. I'm busy. Baby sharks are also called pups too. Can confirm Pup was very much land shark when he was young. Hazel, rushing to do everything Mop Remix last minute, only just hit level 21. You got lots of time. You're gonna be just fine. You're gonna have a great time. Too many games to split. Cats or something else also. What's your impression of the beta? Decided to reroll main as a result of beta testing. I think it was fun. I don't worry too much about class balance and condition and everything. I just kind of have faith that it'll work out and I can play whatever I want and I'll find a way for it to be fun. I don't think they've ever really done something to a class that made me hate it so much that it made me like switch. This one bugs sometimes. I forget what the trick was. Oh no, there we go. I'm gonna be playing my priest, my gnome priest. It's gonna be good. Best way to farm Mop Remix bronze is to do your day. Well, there's two different sort of schools of thought. One is to speed level characters and collect your bonus bronze for getting a character to 70 and then shop with that, because you can power level a character in 2 to 3 hours per, and that's like, it's a good chunk of bronze. People will do all their shopping that way. The other method is if you're doing it on one character, you can do your daily queues and your 3 daily quests from the bazaar. So doing your random scenario, dungeon, and raid, and then doing your scenarios and dungeons on normal and heroic gives you caches, like big bronze caches, as well as threads. That's how I've been farming. And then after that, if you've got more energy, as many raids as you can get through. I was getting about 100k bronze a day towards the end on my hunter when I was farming heroic raids, because I would do basically every raid in heroic every day on top of the dailies, and you can really clean up with that. I'm not currently planning dungeon guides. Keep losing track of my gnome in shadow form. Maybe only worse in the War Within. There's an option for you to self-mark. There is an option in accessibility, and it's being expanded when prepatch comes out, that lets you literally put like a marker on yourself, as well as like a glow and an underfoot highlight. Like there's a few different things you can do to make your own character more visible. It'll be in the accessibility option, self-highlight. Right now it's only in raid. But that's getting expanded to work outside of raid as well. Hopefully that'll help, because I lose my gnome too. The Scourge, dealing with tanks, Giga Rush, something to deal with. Do you embrace it? In Remix, or it depends on kind of what it is. I have never in my life had any success in telling anybody else what to do. Raid guides aside. So if I'm like pugging a dungeon and the tank is going, I just do my best to keep up. And if it doesn't work and it's a disaster, they're probably going to leave anyway. For the most part, I tend to run keys with people that I already know. In Remix, rushing is kind of the default. If anything, it's almost the expected behavior, and the best thing you can do is just spec some speed gems and try to keep up so that you're not so far behind. Because people won't wait. Whether or not they should is an open discussion, but people won't wait. Sometimes it's not even the tank, sometimes it's just like anybody that can solo it just books ahead and clears the whole thing. My guild? Just bricked? Loves your guides. Will you be making some for War Within? I am planning a set of raid guides. Thank you. Prioritize my bronze farm over my dungeon immersion. The trick is to stay close enough that you still get loot off of stuff. The whole point of Remix is that with enough gear it gets kind of busted, so there's going to be a limited amount of dungeon immersion available.
Beware.
But you can try out different cogwheel gems in your boost to see what you like using to keep up. I like Trailblazer because it'll make me much faster out of combat. But if you're having a hard time falling behind and you're in combat, Blink is really good. On top of whatever mobility your class has. And then if your speed's not at 49% yet, you can socket some speed gems to help get it up there, and that helps a lot too. No Megira's Fangs yet. We got a couple other things. No Fangs.
Beware.
Yeah, 49% is the cap for how much speed you can get from your speed stat. Eventually your cloak will supply all of it, but while you're just getting started, the gems can kind of help bridge that gap. I still have 3 speed gems socketed right now. I should see if I can take any off and still be at 49. Because my cloak is at 91k threads. Give me 2000 speed rating.
Beware.
Trailblazer in a boost, bunch of speed gems in, she's fast. I got too used to running around on Squidgy. Squidgy's so sweet. Yeah, I can, well, see. I'm stuck in combat, won't let me pull out a gem. There we go. No, so I need that gem to stay at 40, 49. Not ready to take him out just yet. Good low intensity class. Hunter. I believe Demon Hunter can be set up in a way that's also fairly user friendly and not terribly intense. You can have a lot of passive talents on Demon Hunter that make it pretty chill. I've heard, I haven't tried it. Current Warlock feels very fast. My Hunter was just so good because I would have speed cap, I would have double Trailblazer, and then I could also use Aspect of the Cheetah and the disengage post haste sprint. I was like, it was just so fast. Last week I tried healing Mop Remix in a fresh Holy Pally. Tank pulled so far ahead that he died. Oh, I wouldn't. that's wildly not on you. Prioritize speed in a modern healer. Yeah, that's a remix problem. In pretty much any version of the game, if the tank books it ahead, loses their healer, and then dies, that's on them for not having enough awareness to realize their healer's not with them. Ringus Bingus, thank you for the 31-month resub. Happy day today. Have a happy day. Wear a billboard that says, I don't have a blink. I will say, I've been playing a healing spec in Remix this whole time as Priest, and I hardly ever heal anybody. Generally speaking, once they're set up enough, you don't need to. People have leech, people have gems, people have like millions and millions of health. I'm just kind of here to press holy fire. Any luck? Nope.
May the light guide you. Follow me. We will use these totems.
Holy Priest damage sleeper OP. I don't know. I think the Holy Priest starter account twinks were very popular. They probably still are. I just haven't been doing so many heroic dungeons, so I haven't seen them.
Now, let us see what darkness corrupts this place.
Saw a tank with 20 mil HP. Holy spokes. 600,000 threads. That's crazy. I think I made it to maybe 200k-ish on Squidgy. Level 20 twinks are still popular. Priest, Mage, Demon Hunter in the last 2 days. Been away since the start of Dragonflight. Would Remix draw me back into the game since War Within is coming out soon? It's fun. It's a fun thing to keep busy with. You don't need to play Remix in order to play War Within. It's just kind of like a diversion in the meantime, but there are things to collect available if you like collecting. I need to remember to use the... Now over 300k threads. Holy.
We are the Watchers.
I can't believe how many weapons we managed to get on the Hunter. I know Hunter has like a more limited weapon pool than some other classes, but still. Being able to get basically everything except, what, 2 stabs? Maybe I should focus on those stabs actually next on my Priest, just so I can feel like I finished weapon collecting on the Hunter. Half the point was so that I could farm them on a character that also had other things available to get.
Pandaria conceals a great darkness.
That's right. That's how this quest works. Oh, did I get him? I might have missed him. Maybe not. A DPS queue. I mean, I guess I can DPS and holy spec. Nothing says I have to change, but that's crazy. I queue for both. I queue heal and DPS. It's very unusual to see a queue pop as DPS. I guess if they need you, they need you. Some of the 20 priests are taking the healer slots. Apparently. Pardon me.
the Swiss. Show your enemy the meaning. Strike quickly, Manchu. Show them. Yes, master. Russia, they are no match for Manchu.
I don't even check to see if I'm doing good damage anymore. I think I haven't remembered to press Lifestorm in ages. That'll help.
His first and what's all. Unleash the storm upon my enemies. How can this be?
I'm there with 2.2 mil, but there's a team Nunner doing 17 million damage. My goodness. They're at a level 369, so they're doing that thing where they take off their jewelry to make the scaling more favorable. That's crazy that that works that well.
Training.
Remember the start of season 2, doing a +2 and not respecting it. Learned that 2s are no longer pushovers. There was like a community-wide reckoning because a lot of people that used to go in 2s were all of a sudden surprised that they weren't quite so puggable anymore.
More kindling for the flame.
That was good though. I think I like what they did with that. I like the new layout of difficulties.
Beware.
Never understood the jewelry thing. Was it a bug? It's just kind of a weird quirk of scaling where because you can the game kind of tailors the health of a mob or your damage to it or something to your item level to some extent to kind of help smooth out the gap a little bit between people that don't have much item level. It's a bit of a wonky thing. In a perfect world it wouldn't work that way, but there's reasons that they do it. And it's just sort of taking advantage of the way it's done. It's a bit of a weird thing because you'll have people of different, especially like in LFR, you'll have people of different levels. There's people in here that aren't even level 70. And it's just a weird scaling thing. I was checking in my brain to see if there was any smarter words that would explain it more clearly, and nope. That's it. That's all I got. You can also scale a coffee machine that's got hard water buildups with vinegar. Just like white vinegar. You just gotta rinse it through a few times after to make sure you get the vinegar out. Yeah, and how hard your water is hyper-local. Well water can be very, very hard. Municipal water will kind of depend on where you are and what they do with it.
3, 2, 1.
But there should be, depending on where you live, there should be a way to look up what your water hardness is like. That's information that most places make available somewhere, if you Google around a little bit. Vinegar in your coffee would definitely wake you up, though. You could also use just like Brita filtered water. That would help a little bit. Some people say you should use that anyways. Our tap water is pretty good here, so I just kind of YOLO. Oh man, I thought that was Megara's Fang, but it's not. It's Finn's dagger. It's a different one. It kind of looks like a puppet. If this was a mouth and these are the eyes. I can't believe it's 11:30 already. That's crazy. Yes. 274 is quite hard. my Google search told me that anything above 120 ppm officially qualifies as hard, so you're more than doubling that. I would maybe filter it. Actually, we used to have a literal water softener. But that was like a whole thing. Britas can remove carbonate hardness. Softening removes total hardness. Full demineralization, which is a bit spooky. Sometimes you don't want to do that. Sometimes you actually need some of the minerals that are in your water. You can chew that water. No wonder Red's doing everything. Yeah. I used to, when I used to have really, really hard water, it used to make hair care really annoying because hard water can be very hard on your hair. Can anyone try a shower head that increases water pressure? Need one sounds too good to be true. Is it just filtering the water through smaller openings? Because that would make sense. Water in the Midwest US made my hair feel weird. Honestly, don't know. Are they expensive? Would it be like a big loss to try it out? I'm lucky. I've got good water pressure here. It sucks having terrible water pressure. I'm somebody that wants my shower to like work.
Your flesh, yes, so perfect. Give it to us.
80 or so? Not bad. I know there was a big push to get people to switch to water conserving shower heads here.
Stop them.
Which presumably would also spit it out at a higher pressure. It's just kind of like imagining a hose squirter. Nozzle, that's the word. Our municipal water is so hard that the dishwater salt tank needs refilling. Oh.
Unleashed.
We used to sometimes get, from the well growing up, sometimes the water would come out kind of rust colored and it would make all of your sinks and tubs and everything kind of like rusty looking. It wasn't all the time, but every now and then it would crop up. Or it would get like the sulfur smell. I hated that. I hated taking showers whenever it would smell sulfury because it was like a rotten egg smell. I haven't read the philosophy. I heard they were doing things to tanks that had a lot of tanks concerned. I'm assuming they're just trying to make them less invincible so that their choices matter. But I haven't read anything. Let me see. Upcoming tank tuning. Tanks have become extremely durable. Their active defenses can mitigate high percentages of damage. They have strong self-healing. Many tanks can sustain themselves without much assistance from healers. This is true. As a healer, I usually don't even look at the tank. In some cases, we've seen it become optimal to do group content without a healer at all. It's an MMO. Multiplayer aspects are a major strength. We want to reinforce the importance of the healer role and work towards gameplay where tanks and healers collaborate to reduce damage and restore the tank's lost health. That makes sense. Enemy damage has increased your challenge tanks, but if it increased too much, it gets spiky. Making reductions to tank durability and self-healing, smooth out the damage tanks and parties receive. Yeah, it sounds fine. Steady, not too fast. Strong answers. Less sustained self-healing. Healer gameplay should not be dominated by tank healing. Tank gameplay should not significantly change or require kiting. It seems fine. I'm sure when you're looking at like the actual numbers, it sounds scary, but it's one of those things that I feel like I would want to like actually like play with for a while before I freaked out. Because like when they made the healer changes for a similar thing, like when they were trying to make healers less all-powerful, it all looked terrifying on paper, but when it actually came out, it felt fine. To me. Personally. Any luck? Nope. I think it's a bit patronizing to insinuate that tanks only will tank if it's dead easy. I know lots of tanks that like the challenge of having something to do. And I think that when tanks are too powerful, sometimes it can make tanking be very boring.
We must not falter.
Yeah.
Pandaria
I'm gonna kind of give it the benefit of the doubt, wait and see. Kyle, hope you're having a great day. Hello.
we meet again.
Farewell.
How we doing? Still 4 items from the Townlong Steps. What are the staves that I'm missing? Dagger, mace. Something from here, right? Yeah, there's a Jinyu staff from Isle of Thunder, Giants, or Timeless Isle. That I never finished farming on the Hunter. I tried.
Hello.
Khan sent you to kill me then. Just like he killed.
I see
Hazel,
how
how the heck are you? Sup, Chance?
my
I'm doing
hatred
good. How you doing?
consumed me. Tell
Oh,
Ban
I'm supposed to do something here.
all is forgiven.
Doing good? Gonna play Hunter Noir Within? Nice. I'm definitely playing Priest. I'm leaving you to it. I'm not gonna step on your toes. This can't be the expansion where we have like 9 hunters. Besides, there might be some healing for me to do sometimes.
Your strongest warriors succumb like lambs to the slaughter. Your turn will come. Hate will turn you all against one another.
It is best to be prepared.
Any way to copy keybinds? One tune to another talents can be copied. You can have keybinds be account-wide. Like you can disable character-specific keybinds and then you're changing your global keybinds. But as far as I know, there's no way to just export the whole thing.
Be blessed by the light.
I already have quite a few. Lars post is talking about me. Sad druid farmer with many druids. Ooh, rare. Ha! I remembered my Shadow Word Pain keybind this time. Go me. Think blue will tank in my stead? QPP with my pets. Nice. Are you gonna set up a tank spec just in cases, or we just haven't? We're just believing. Who's the other tank? Blue and. Because I thought Alar was gonna heal. I guess I haven't actually read the thread. I just saw that there was a thread. As long as we have 2 tanks, I'm happy. Sure, you know me better than that. I'm gonna have at least one of each roll at max level. What if it's me? What if I have to be the tank? Nobody wants to live in that world. Hazel tank. Yeah. Some things are just not meant to be. It's alright. See the tank changes. Yeah, we were just talking about him. Some people are concerned for sure. I am remaining cautiously optimistic. I'm kind of giving it a wait and see, but a lot of people are feeling the heat. Hope everyone's having a good day. Thank you very much. I hope you are too. Glad to see you here. I'm interpreting the new tank changes like the healing change. How did you feel before and after trying out the healer changes? Exactly, yeah, that's kind of where I'm coming at it. To be honest, I don't want to say I didn't notice, because it was definitely like something that you could feel, but I don't know, I just show up to my key and I do my best to heal it, and generally speaking it works. If something, I don't know, it felt very much doable. I like healing when it's not quite so spiky. It's nice to have healing that needs doing, but having time within which to do it. I like it better than just like the insta snapping people from half to full to half to full to half to empty to oops, you know. I like the new pace better. And I have felt like I've been able to keep up with it. Guild is worried about a tank shortage. Hope it's not as bad as it seems. I only read the blood DK changes and thought to myself, this stress can wait until after work. Take a second to realize I'm trying to summon somebody over here. I feel like they should make tanking and healing the most fun and rewarding to play, so there's less of a shortage. Make them OP, I do not care. Yeah, it's just a hard... I agree, but it's a hard mark to hit, because what makes something fun and rewarding is going to be wildly different person to person. And for some people, making it OP is just going to make it boring. It's going to make it dead boring to play. You know, rewarding is a hard thing to generalize. I think game dev's hard. I don't know how they do it. I'm really glad it's not my problem. I just get to show up and play whatever they make and find out if I like it or not. And the nice thing about WoW is if you don't like it, you just wait a minute. You know, everything's always changing. Nothing stays the same forever, so I don't feel terribly invested either way. It's either going to be fun or it won't. And if it's not fun, it'll be fun later. And if it is fun, it'll be not fun later. It's just, you know, the circle of life. I had so much fun healing in Shadowlands when it was more about me doing my DPS rotation perfectly as a healer. Yeah. And then there will be other people that hated that because they started healing because they wanted to heal. I was kind of in the middle on it. I would do it, but I wasn't thrilled about it. It was fun at the top end of things where I felt like I had some mastery about it, and it was like, oh man, look at how much I was able to do while healing. But like early on, especially when we were like messier and still progressing through the keys, I was not having it. Listen, I will DPS later. Scatter Realms, thank you for the 61-month resub. Welcome back. I tried healing. Someone died. People yelled. I stopped healing. Oh. We hear a lot of stories like that of somebody that tried something and then people were harsh and then just never picked it up again. I can't blame you, but it's I'm sure that's gotta sting for Blizzard to hear stuff like that. I have no motivation to level. It's DPS. It's always been squishy. I'm concerned about being ignored by healers even more than I'm currently ignored. That's hard. It's certainly not your fault, but the best thing that you can do is stand near them. When I play a hunter and I feel like I need all the help I can get to stay alive, I will find a healer and I will follow them around and stand right in front of them. Especially a pre-evoker. I will just like get myself in the sneeze range. Because what I often see when I'm healing, especially with hunters that can play at max range and run out and do a bunch of mechanics, is if they don't instinctively move back in once they're done whatever was important for them to go out there and do, people won't chase them to go heal them. If you're out of range, you're out of range. And I'm not saying that's what's happening there. It's definitely can be not your fault, but Find the best healer in the group and stack on him as best as you can. Planning on maining Prevoker because healers are in demand. Level 3 tunes from 1 to 70 in like 7 hours the other day. That sounds like a good day. Want to level 70 and do endgame content. Don't have it in me. Clotted rodent's blood. Oh yeah, I remember being kind of grossed out by this last time. There's an unnecessary adjective. Not sure how to heal? That's the plan. You pick up healing as you go along. Find someone who's hurt and you cast a heal on them. Read a guide once or twice. You'll get there over time. My only universal recommendation is if you have not tried it yet, I always recommend mouse over healing as opposed to click casting for healing. You can make macros for it, you can use add-ons, but what I do is I just literally turn on mouse over casting in the settings, and that way I can float my cursor over a frame and cast a heal without needing to retarget, because you can lose a lot of time like trying to shuffle your target around or panicking trying to get your target changed in a hurry. Mouse over healing is super, super comfy. Apologies for the novel I typed. Oh, you're good. Rested Druid is my main spec. Grateful for the follower dungeons thing. Hunting another Mog? Yeah, I'm trying to get them out of Throne of Thunder LFR. There are Mogs I need from the zone that I'm questing as well, but I'm mainly just trying to fill time before my next queue pops with it. The dagger shown up here on the screen is from Throne of Thunder LFR. We've been grinding for it today. We got a couple other weapon appearances from LFR. But I found that remix mod collecting is way more fun if you just like pick one and then you make an adventure out of it. It's a lot more engaging than just, well, I'm gonna see how many I can get. QP Ranger, thank you for the 24-month resub. Happy 2 years! Do you know why I sometimes mess up mechanics completely? Didn't even see the dagger. It's not usually there. We're not used to looking for it. Almost done with weapon mogs. Like 90% of what I still need is LFR, and it gets daunting fast. Did you ever get your gear upgraded on that character that you're running on? I can't remember if you were doing that or not. It helps. Although the queue times are killing me. The queue times are the worst part. I figured the healers would have the instant queues, but it looks like nobody has instant queues. Tank tuning coming. I don't think it's on. Excited for you to get a hold of these changes. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's like when it was live or if it's live yet. Tank queues have been pretty quick. 3, 4, 76 tunes. I refuse to run LFR without a max level tune. There you go. That's fair. Still farming the Crimson Whelpling you suggested. One day. That's been a little bit. Started to take so long. I think on my gear's like 390 or something. I find it's faster now. I can usually do like 10-ish if I just log on and I do my dailies. My daily dungeon and scenario queues and then the daily quests. That I can usually get done inside half an hour, and it's like 10 item levels every day. But the grinding gives me like nothing. LFR is not very good. Honestly, I've been getting some bronze just from accidentally doing achievements. Like zone achievements, quest achievements, rare achievements, rep achievements. I killed some rares and I got a rep finished. Hello. Oh, they're just roleplaying. I think this got me last time too. I was like, is there something I'm supposed to be doing? No? Alright. Do I have gold on this character? I have 9k gold. I'm gonna need every last little scrap of gold I can get. I saw a tank analysis vid for beta, specifically for Mythic Plus tanking, talking about how there are tons of tank busters on trash now. If you don't mitigate them, you will die. Further nerfs on top of that. But imagine how much of a god you're gonna feel like when you've learned where they all are, and you're like, huh, this guy can't get me, and you know it's coming. And you're like, that's right, I'm gonna use this button here, and I'm gonna use this button here, and that fellow up there, Jared on the corner, he's gonna hit me with this thing, and I know exactly what I'm gonna do about it.
With all due respect, Lord, we have not grown lax. We are
That's my favorite, is when I get to that point of healing a raid or healing a key, where I know exactly where the pain points are, and I've like timed out my cooldown so they're coming up at just the right time. Oh, there's a turn-in over here. Uh-oh. I'm falling! I'm falling! Firebird images, thank you for the brand new sub. Appreciate it. I think the thing about dooming is that it's one thing to test out the changes and figure out what it feels like and provide feedback. And it's not even a bad thing to like read through the changes and give impressions and discussion and feedback. But if all you're doing is like scrolling through a Discord, reading how upset people are, and then feeling badly, that's fine if that's what you want, but something that I like to try to ask myself is this helpful for me? Is this doing anything for me? I have X amount of days on this earth. Is this how I want to spend this one? What's the worst thing that can happen, you know? It's gonna be what it's gonna be, and no amount of me feeling badly about it is going to change it. Submitting feedback, maybe, you know, and that's valid, especially if you've got like really specific actionable things that you can tell them about from testing. But dooming as a social activity is usually just kind of a net loss for mental health. Tank changes were helpful for pushing me to finalize my decision to play Hunter.
Let's get down to business.
Besides, they're not really in the business of pranking people for the sake of pranking them. Generally, if they propose changes and in gameplay they feel awful, they're usually pretty flexible to make adjustments or to roll things back as needed. You know, if they wanted to shut down the game, they would just do that. They don't need to convince us all to quit first. Alright, one more LFR wing for the day. One more chance. I was thinking more along the lines of how quickly they responded to feedback on the Oracle Priest tree. Like, we saw something, there were some problems with it, people played with it, submitted feedback, and they went, you know what? You're right. Never mind. Canned it. Hello, hello! I think War Within looks absolutely amazing. Alt change is going to make me so happy. Good add-ons for pet battles UI, cooldowns and moves. What do I use? Honestly, I haven't been using anything to track cooldowns on moves in ages. It's been a long time since I've had an add-on, so I couldn't speak to any of mine being updated. I like using Rematch, and I like using Battle Pet scripts, formerly TD scripts. And those are pretty much the only two that I run anymore. Use Rematch too. Love that one. Yeah. I can't believe I used to have to remember what my teams were and then pull them out manually. What Battle Pet Scripts does is it lets you execute a fight based on a preloaded script by mashing one key. Some people find that it trivializes the whole thing too much because it basically means that you're not paying attention to what you're doing. You're just kind of mashing a key to get through the fight. It's not cheating, but it definitely trivializes a lot of the gameplay. The scripts, I get them from Zufu's pet guides. Yeah, exactly. Especially if it's a fight that you're going to do repeatedly, it's convenient to have it set up like that so that you don't have to remember your sequence every time. Yeah, the RNG is generally accounted for in a Zufu team. You'll be able to see in a strategy whether or not it's something that works every time or just most of the time. On most fights, there is a strat that will work every time, even if you get horrifically unlucky. And you can see when you're browsing different teams whether or not that's the case.
Beware.
You know, different from looking at a guide on Zufu, just a bit faster. Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. I used to use like Pet Tracker or something and it would show me a bunch of stuff, but it would also show moves and cooldowns, but it's been a long time since I've checked.
Beware.
Yeah, import string. I get import strings for both the strategy and the script off of Zufu. We got two more chances because we've got one more boss to do. And then we'll have a box from the end of the wing. But if we don't get it then, then it's channel points to the unbelievers. Not getting lucky today so far. At least not with the specific one we're looking for. Remember farming a red elemental thing from the top of the timeless isle? You need to use a seagull to get to them. I remember riding those seagulls. Oh. Maybe that's something you could mention in a Saturday YouTube vlog? What is? Oh, pet battle add-ons? I just don't have any good recommendations because it's not something I've been doing. I'm not the authority there anymore. Although honestly, I've lost a bit of confidence in saying anything on YouTube anymore. I need to get my mojo back. Alright, any luck? And nope. Just a gem, not even a piece of gear. Alright. I want to thank you all very much for joining me today. I appreciate you stopping by the stream. I'll be back tomorrow and Friday for more streams. We'll see if we can brute force that last dagger out of Remix before pre-patch. Appreciate you guys, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day.